everyone. Happy week 3 of yoga shorts. Yay. Today we are going to do a bunch of little mini stretches that are really good for our low back. So yeah, you'll want a bunch of things. For the end, in our final pose, you'll want a block or two or like a big book or something. So grab that. And I have 3 blankets here. They're all pretty thin, so that's why I have 3. But I'm gonna use all of them because the higher we are off the ground when we sit, the better. So you can also use a cushion or a pillow or something if that floats your boat. But to get started, we're gonna do a little forward fold sequence. So I'm going to use all of my blankets. If I really wanted more height, I could fold them all in half. So now is your time to run to a couch and grab a blanket and yeah. But so I'm gonna just fold them in half anyway. And so once I sit on this, then I can see if it's too high and take one away, but better to have more than less. Great. Okay, so you're gonna sit up on your blanket structure. And make sure that your feet are flexed, toes are facing up towards the sky, and your sits bones are right on the blanket. And then you're just gonna like pull out the flesh of your butt, the flesh. And then you're sitting up tall. So we're just gonna start with a simple forward fold. If you're gonna just like let your hair down and relax, we're not gonna do anything super flowy or like crazy today. So you can be in your pajamas doing this, like you just woke out of bed, not saying I did that. Okay, and then just walk yourself forward. And when I walk myself forward, I'm only going as far as I can where my back stays long. Once I notice I start crunching, then I take a few little walks back with my hands. So just breathe here in this first forward fold, noticing what it's like in the backs of your legs. If you can grab for the outer sides of your feet, great. If you can find that connection between your armpits and your knees, also great, but it'll come with time and repetition, so don't worry. And then you can let your head completely drop as well. You can close your eyes and just begin to listen to your breath here. Taking a few more cycles just in our first forward fold of the day. You can always sway from right to left. And on your next inhale, just begin to walk yourself back up to sit up tall. And we're going to take a Janushirshasana variation. So you're going to pull your right foot in and place it so that it comes to rest on the inside of your left thigh. I just got too ambitious with the blanket, so I'm gonna take one away. Cool. And your knee of your left foot can stay a little bit straight, and then, or a little bit bent, and then you can walk yourself forward over your left thigh. So you should feel a nice opening beginning in the right side body. You're still pressing down with your right hip. Head once again can come to just dangle, only go as far as your back stays nice and long. Take a few more breaths here. You can shake your head out right and left. This one is really good for your low back because we're getting into one of the sides of the low back of your side body. Eyes can close, still listening to your breath and notice its speed. Take one more inhale, one more exhale, and then begin to walk yourself back up. Sitting up tall, then you're gonna just pull your right foot a little more over to the left. Right foot more over to the right. Rights and lefts are hard. Then you're gonna sit up tall again. Find this nice little bend in your knee, your left knee. Then you're gonna find your forearm on the ground, your left forearm on the ground, and then reach your right arm up and over. And once again, only go as far as feels good. You want to keep a nice strong foundation in your low body, and then your upper arm can do whatever it wants after, but you can use this push and pull on your leg and arm to begin to twist your chest up to the sky a little bit. Nice. Taking a few more breaths here. Chin coming up into armpit. One more breath. Big exhale, come back up. Right fingertips come behind you for a second. Left foot spins to come onto the ground, and just lift your hips up just to give yourself a little counter stretch. Exhale, come back down. Right foot comes out, give yourself a little bit of a shake with your legs. And then just take a breath and walk your hands back down into a normal forward fold. Just noticing the symmetry from right to left after just doing the stretches on one side. Let your head drop, that really gives you a big release on the whole back spine. One more breath. Exhaling, begin to walk yourself back up. Make sure you're still sitting up tall, and then pull your left foot in. Place it on the inner right thigh. Right foot still a little bit bent. I'm still too high on my blankets. Cool. And then you can walk yourself forward over your right leg. And I can already tell that my left side body is a little bit tighter than my right. I had noticed that in other yoga poses that I do too, but just go as far as you can. It doesn't really matter how far you go as long as you're doing it with integrity and grace. Head can still just drop or shake out wherever you are. Chest is trying to be bisecting your leg that you're going over to. So hips stay square and you're just walking forward over your leg. One more cycle of breath. As you exhale, begin to walk yourself back up, pulling that left foot more over to the left, so you're kind of diagonally opening this way. Right foot, knee a little bit bent. Right forearm comes in front of your knee, so your shoulder and thigh meet. And then reach your left arm up and over, looking up under your armpit. Getting that nice side body stretch. You can circle your wrist, your head can just shake out. You can always look down if that feels better. One more breath here. Exhaling, come back up slowly. Place your left hand behind your right. Lift your hips up for a second. Exhale, come back down. Give your legs both a little wiggle. One more forward fold here. Walk yourself as far as you can go after we just did all of those little things. My knees are always bent here, trying to find that connection from knee to armpit, so feel free to bend your knees even more than you think you do. One more cycle of breath. And begin to walk yourself back up. Remove the blanket or blankets if you use them. They can be anywhere. I don't think we'll need them again. And then all you're gonna do is just cross over your legs and then just come into a forward fold, standing. So we've just changed our, facing, I'm not sure. Let your head really drop. Imagine there's a magnet from the crown of the head to the floor. Knees are still slightly bent like you just were on the floor. Feet are at hips width distance at least if you want them to be a little bit wider. Great. Take one more breath here. And then slowly, as slow as you can, head is last to lift. You're gonna round your spine and roll yourself up to stand. Give yourself a shoulder roll forward and back. Little shake out, stance party moment. And then from here, we're gonna take some circles just to really open up our back. So you're gonna interlace your hands, press them in front of you, and then inhale, lift yourself up super tall. Sorry if you can't see my hands anymore, but you know what they look like. Then you're gonna round forward, over to the right, take yourself back, over to the left, and then come back to the front. Just take 3 on each side, going as slow or as fast as you want. We like calling these around the world because we're moving around ourselves, our center of our universe. And then move to left, or take your 3 on your own time. Knees stay a little bit bent the whole time just so you have stability in your legs. And once you've done your 3, you can lift yourself up super long, high five the ceiling, and then let your arms just come down by your sides. Give yourself that shoulder roll again, but there's no rush if you're still circling. Whenever you're ready, inhale, reach the arms up, press palms together overhead. Exhale, forward fold. From there, quick and easy, just step yourself back to your first down dog. From here, you can pedal it out. Take a few pedals right and left, just opening up the backs of the calves. Won't be here too long. Feet are hip width distance, arms are right in front of your shoulders, arms wrapping in towards your heart. Bend your knees and stick your butt up to the sky. 1 inhale, 1 exhale. Inhale, simply just step your right foot to your right thumb. Feel free to use your hands to move it, but stay up. If you want to grab blocks here, you can. You can place them on either side of your front foot, and then pressing down with the front of your right foot, just begin to straighten your legs. You can give yourself a little wiggle and roll. Letting everything hang down, not having any tension being held in your back. Your back heel, so your left heel is reaching up to the skies. If your back heel is pressing up against the wall, which lifts your butt up and keeps your spine and back really nice and long. 1 more cycle of breath. Remove the blocks off to either side and just gently step yourself back to a downward facing dog. Inhale, we're gonna roll our body forward and through to a tuck-toed up dog. Exhale, bend the knees, stick the butt up, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your left foot to your left thumb. Wonderful. Find your stance here. Left knee right on top of left ankle. Back heel is at high, super high. And begin to press down with the front of the left foot to gently straighten your legs as much as you can. Doesn't matter if they're still bent. It's great if they're still bent. It means you are very aware of what you and your body needs right now. And then let the head drop again. Wherever you are, let it really hang out. Don't let that trying to hold your head up with your neck happen. Because your whole spine is connected, so getting a release in the low back is encouraged by releasing your neck and the other parts of your spine. 1 more cycle of breath here. Then back into your lunge. Remove the blocks if you use them, and step yourself back to a downward facing dog. Once again, inhale, roll your body forward and through, tuck-toed up dog, keeping your legs engaged. Exhale, bend the knees, downward facing dog. Take 1 more moment in your dog. Big inhale, bend the knees, stick the butt up. Exhale. Then place your knees back down to the ground. Gently sit back on your heels for a second. And then we're just gonna grab our blocks. So we're gonna take a nice restorative back bend. I'm gonna grab for 1 block at first, but also have both blocks at arm's length in case you want more. And if you happen to have 4 blocks, good for you. So you're gonna lie down on your back, find your feet planted on the floor, knees up facing towards the ceiling. And then I'm going to take one block, have it on its lowest, widest height, and place it underneath the base of your spine, right above your butt where your sacrum is. And this feels really nice for me, but I also want more of a back bend. So I'm gonna lift my hips up again and give another block, but you can always try 2 and then go back to 1, or if you just want to stay with 1, you can do that too. And once you're here, you can just give yourself a few little wiggles right and left to give your low back a little bit of a massage. Arms can come down by your sides, or they can just be on your belly. Or even if you want, you can grab your opposite elbow overhead, or you can just cross your wrists up above you. But we did a bunch of forward folds, and that releases our back as well because it gives our spine more space as we forward fold over our legs, but we also get some benefits of a release of our low back and creating space as we do these gentle back bends that don't crunch our spine but lengthen it. So stay here as long as feels good. Feel free to take one block out at any point, or if you want to try adding a third block, great. And as you breathe, just think of a little bit more tension releasing from anywhere. And take at least 10 breaths, so give yourself a count. Doesn't matter how long 10 breaths is. You can also do 20 or 30 or more. And once you've finished those 10 breaths, there's no rush, but I'll just show you how to get out of it. You're gonna lift your hips up just enough to bring your butt bones onto the ground. After we just did that back bend for a while, I hope you're still in it, you can just listen. Feet are still as wide as your mat, and then your knees can knock into one another. Then you can take a few moments in constructive rest after you've finished your restorative back bend, but still feel free to stay. And once you've had enough moments lying here in your restorative or constructive rest, you can let your legs come long, arms come long. And just take a few moments to breathe in your Shavasana. Letting all of the effects of forward folding and back bending thrive in your back. And then whenever you're ready to come out of it, you can roll over onto either side in a fetal position. Take a breath there. And you can sit yourself up. Whatever way feels comfortable, whatever direction feels right. You'll just take a few moments to breathe, just sitting up tall. Notice that you're sitting on your sits bones and not rounding your spine back. We'll just take a few more breaths here. Breathe as long as you need. And then you can go about the rest of your day. Thank you so much. And if you're still in your restorative back bend, feel free to stay there as long as you can. Bye guys, see you soon.